Okay, I've always wanted something to protect the threads on the counterweight shafts, the Astro Physics mounts, and Astro Physics doesn't make anything. Now I know you can get probably some of those rubber feet that you can put on chairs to put over that. You know, maybe there's a few other things, but I wanted something substantial. These things are fairly heavy, and if you drop it and you don't have something substantial on that end, you could really do some damage to those threads if you dropped it on asphalt or concrete. So I came up with an idea. It certainly wasn't the cheapest route, but money wasn't the issue. I wanted to make sure that I had the ultimate protection here. So I ordered from Astro Physics the part number M12675 counterweight shaft extension. It's 9 1/4 by 1.875 inches in diameter. So what you see here is part of that extension shaft, and the other part that was on the other end that I machined off. So basically, I had my buddy Massimo from Royal Tool Machine basically cut this thing down to 2.5 inches, and then he faced off the other side of this shaft, which was really cool. That way, if I do want to use this as an extension, I've got a little short extension, so it's still usable, and I get the benefit of the cap that I wanted. Now I've got an 1100 GTO and a 1600 GTO, and the 1600 counterweight shaft is very long, and I don't need it. Even with my 175, I don't need that long of a shaft. So this is the counterweight shaft that came with my 1100. So this is going to be the one that I'm always going to use, be it the 1100 or 1600. So all you got to do, turn this thing on like that, and there you've got the cap. I wish this screwed together completely. It doesn't, because this isn't bored out and threaded enough in the extension shaft that I bought. But if you were to drop this, that's pretty substantial. You're not going to bend that inside threaded part. So at least you've got protection of the threads. Okay, as I said, this wasn't the cheapest way to go. The extension shaft cost $72, and my buddy Massimo took and machined this for me for free. So much appreciated, Massimo at Royal Tool and Machine. Got to put that plug in. So much appreciated for that. He did a beautiful job. Looks good. It gives the protection that I wanted. Now, I've never ever had a problem in all these years, from a Mach 1 to the 1100 and now to the 1600, never dropped the shaft. But it only takes one time, and if you're not at the house, well, it wouldn't even matter if you even were at the house. If you damage the threads, it'd be really hard to, probably, depending how bad they were, if you could file those. But if you did drop this with the protector on, now you might have the possibility of damaging this and bring up a burr or something to where you wouldn't be able to put the counterweight on. So looking ahead, I came up with a possible solution for that. So I've got tons of tools at the house, including files. If something like that were to happen at the house, which normally this is going to be on grass, we wouldn't have a problem. But if I was away at a remote location or something like that, and I happened to be on concrete or blacktop, and I did drop this, I thought, well, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a file. So I bought this file. Has its own built-in handle. Most files have a tang on it where you would put a handle on, and I didn't want that. I wanted to keep it streamlined and small. So this had its own built-in handle. One side is single cut, the other side is double cut. Now I'm going to keep this file in my toolbox that I have with my accessories for my mounts. But I certainly just don't want this thing bouncing around in there and with the file hitting anything that's in there. Plus, if I did use this, if I did have to use this just to file this down, a burr that might be brought up so that I could put my counterweight on. I don't want any of the filings to get anywhere until I would be able to get home and blow this off and clean it. So, came up with one other idea. I bought this PVC pipe, 1-inch PVC, and I glued a cap on one end. So now this basically is a carrier for it, a holder. Simply put that in there like that. Then I have a cap that I put on the other end. So now if I never ever use this, this is just insurance. If I never use it, it's like your home insurance or car insurance. You pay for it, but you don't want to use it. So now I'm prepared if the ultimate ever happened. This will stay in the toolbox. It's light. It just can go in, in there. And with my other accessories, if I ever did need it, pull the cap off, take the file out, do your filing, put it in here when it's still dirty with the filings, put the cap on, and then when I got home, take and clean the file off, and then blow out the tube and put it back in the box.